Good morning and welcome to the daily weather operations brief. This morning, starting off here with pleasant conditions out on the shore. We do see temperatures in the mid to upper 40s as of current, along with a light northerly breeze and mostly clear skies to start the day. As we move through the afternoon, we'll see dry conditions persisting and winds trending upwards, potentially gusting upwards into the 20s, largely staying in the upper teens. However, despite those breezier conditions, we should stay clear of any wind advisories for the day, and we'll see a slightly below average day as far as our daily high goes once we get into the afternoon. Moving on to the radar, the most recent scan here, we do remain clear of any proper reflectivity across the region, and we'll anticipate that being the case as we move through the day with dry conditions expected, as mentioned earlier. And if we look at this morning's surface analysis chart here, we can see that high pressure is overspreading the region. And we see that an area of low pressure, is continuing to spin off of the northeast coast. And as a result, as we move through the day, not much is going to change. We'll see those pleasant conditions hanging on with highs in the 60s or around 60 expected. And then breezy onshore flow is going to keep those temperatures below average for today and as we move into the early portion of the week till around midweek when we should see a slight upwards trend. Now looking at the current weather observations out on the field, clear skies with unrestricted visibility, winds out of the north at about 7 knots and a temperature of 48 degrees, looking at a relative humidity around 82%. And if we look at this morning's satellite imagery on the most recent scan, we can see that some low cloud that overspread much of southern and southeast Virginia is continuing to erode away with dry air working in from the north. So that is going to continue to promote clear skies across our area as we move through the day and into tomorrow morning. Might see a few upper level clouds making their way overhead. And then for the model run of the day, the high resolution model, this is the NAM here on a 24-hour loop, and we can see that we are modeled to remain dry. We do see some scattered rain chances start working their way towards the area, but that should be of concern for tomorrow with minimal chances as of current. And for the 24-hour forecast for the day ahead, as mentioned earlier, seeing mostly clear skies throughout a majority of the forecast period, maybe some upper level clouds streaming in overhead. Should see a slight upwards trend in those winds as we move through the day with a daily high expected around 60 and a low in the mid 40s. And we'll also see those winds lighten up and turn more variable overnight and in the early morning hours of tomorrow. But overall, a pretty low risk day ahead. And looking at the short-term risk chart here on Tuesday, anticipating partly to mostly cloudy skies with a very slight chance of those scattered passing showers and a high similar to today around 61 degrees. Tuesday night, partly to mostly cloudy, a high around 50. And then Wednesday, cloudy with a chance of passing showers and or thunderstorms, especially later in the evening, and a high around 61. Once again, also does look to be slightly breezy, so maybe the chance of a wind advisory. And as we move into Wednesday evening, seeing those ceilings drop and the potential for some restricted visibilities as well. That is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief, and I'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a wonderful day.